Looks like they're gonna open with their core here instead. I mean, just seeing that the Void Spirit and the Beastmaster are in play, like this is probably your mid or possibly a 4 Void Spirit. We actually saw it with I mean, again, I don't want to be using Arkosh as our as all of our sample sizes for thing, but we did see 4 Void Spirit from Arkosh. It was not great.
I think
Wait.
we'll probably see the Void Spirit be on Nana.
Mhm.
It was the goat on Arkosh playing the Void Spirit. It really didn't feel too great, but there were other issues with that game. But Nana's also just played it, I think, every single time that Latam have decided to take it out of the draft. And if anything, this is could be a deny pick from Latam. They have been running a lot of Ursa, but at the same time, if Latam want, they could just pick the Weaver here. And while it is not the best matchup versus Clockwork, you do need to be cautious of Cogs. They will just go for the Lion. It's much safer. It's something, again, we highlighted a lot that the SA region loves their Lion, and I think every single time we've seen a team play, we really see this Lion unfold, and it's been very effective.
Lion is actually just such a good hero to watch as well. It's the blink in with the, well, not really blink in now. Actually, it's probably the Witch Doctor is going to be more of the farm boy when it comes down to it. I mean, Lion though with the blink is also, I don't know. It's a 50-50 on like Latam's like support gold split, but I mean the Lion is the safer one of the picks, I'd say. At the end of the day, because they have their roster still available, and you know. But PentAce, they still have the open.
Yeah,
I just saw chat catch up to where I tried to do Australian. I'm getting a lot of that was not Australian at all. I know it wasn't Australian, guys. It's been a long time since I've used that one.
And let's see.
There's the tide. There it is. You're right.
There we go. And the Lion, to highlight a little bit more, it is a little bit scary for this keeper if he is out of position. We really won't see it until that board is that level 3, even just level 2, level 3 board, just because the board is so weak at early levels versus the keeper, where even just a level 1 Coddle Blast and 2 right clicks and you'll be losing that board. But at the same time, it's also very good at kiting the Ursa in lane. Ursa really needs to use his mana to get a lot of the range CS, so if Lion's able to contest it, we saw when Widge was playing it, he was getting a lot of the denies and just contesting every single creep that they were trying to farm in that previous lane. That creep was trying to get. Creep was not able to hit creeps in the first game of that Dog Champ series. But banning out the Monkey King, that was the other hero I was thinking that Latam might want to pick. We've seen him run it before, but there are still a lot of heroes left in the pool for both teams, but I think PentAce, if they're allowed to get it, might just be looking for that Relia Storm Spirit, but we'll have to see.
PentAce can really, like, you're right, there's about 1.5 million picks they could still run for at the moment, and it's there's not really much that could float, I'd say. I mean, we saw that there was the Lifestealer thrown out there, but at the same time, there was a Lifestealer thrown in a different game. It's not just Fear throwing a oh no. Oh no. I've incurred the wrath of chat. I'm getting a lot of Russian. I can't do Russian. I incurred the wrath of chat.
Oh, no. I knew it, but that's all you. But the aces from PentAce are very good. Taking out the Monkey King, taking out the Jug, as we like to talk about it, being one of the few heroes that Tidehunter just absolutely despises playing against, and a lot of safe laners taken out. All of the best ones versus Tidehunter picked out of the game with that Wraith King ban, and then PentAce also just filing down the list, and I'm not sure what they're going to end up picking. We see a lot of SA teams, and it doesn't even feel good, but they do go for like the PA in some of these situations just for that little bit of burst, but matchup wise, I think PentAce are really happy with whatever they're going to get, and they do go for the Relia Storm.
I mean, it's a very safe pick for them, and it's a very comfort pick for Rioya as well. So it's not. I'm not terribly surprised about this one. It's a very safe draft for PentAce. Like, the Storm Spirit is very good against the Void Spirit. We've already seen it countless times over and over again, and how effective it is. And Latam, they'll go for the PA at the end here.
Yeah. And it feels like both teams are, it's just a classic draft from both sides. I do feel like we see in time and time again that if this early game goes well for the Storm Spirit, he can really ball out of control. And we haven't really seen the Beastmaster doing well as of recent. And at the same time, we've also seen Snaking been a beast, an absolute beast on the Tidehunter. Every single time he's been playing, he's been farming the enemy jungle. He's been buying a Desolator when he's really owning. He's really the no cares kind of guy, and it's that kind of carefree energy I feel like PentAce could just bring to this match and really just keep their lead as the #1 seed. Or not even #1 seed, just #1 in standings.
Yeah, they pretty much have the full domination of it overall, and they could pretty much keep this. I mean, we saw PA at one point in time, right? PA versus Tide, they actually had to go for the break, Phantom Knives.
And we did see that, and that was the 4 Zoomers, and they got it, and it was very good in that game, where they were able to stun him up, they chained him up with the Earthshaker, and then in that situation, not being able to get Ravage off, it was the way that they turned around the game, more or less, the way that that Tide was no longer something they really had to be concerned about, because Ocean could keep him disabled the entire time. And it's an SA pick. It's an SA sort of classic hero when you're lacking some of the damage output coming through from your other heroes, but still, it's hard to not give PentAce the edge here. Not saying that Latam can't. They are 6-4. They're the second in standings, but PentAce have had a dominant performance in every game, and really a storm is always something you have to be scared of.
Yeah, this will definitely be their closest game then. I mean, this will they be able to take off a game for PentAce is the end of the end of the day question. I mean, it's comfort heroes v comfort heroes. I mean, it's clear that this is a PEA player. You got all these immortals I say all these immortals actually. It's just actually this immortal was gifted. So you have an Archon. Okay, well actually there's only 19 score on this Archon. Okay, well I'm just gonna stop talking.
He's a cool guy. He plays a lot. He's played this guy's played a lot of Dota, and it's the same type of hero we've seen him play pretty much throughout the entire tournament. But at the same time, making some early plays, it's really, again, it's a very momentum based game, and what they're going to be able to do with their level 6s, with their item timings. Again, you always go back to Rioya in the Storm Spirit, where it's that 11-12 minute Orchid timing where is he able to make something happen? Is the Void Spirit going to make plays on the other side? And the strength of this Tide pick is he's not really a target for the Void Spirit to gank. Maybe later on there will be something, but you can never really kill the Tide unless you bring quite a lot of heroes, or you do have that Beastmaster in the mid game burning his mana, using the Necro creeps, and that's when we see the matchup sort of turn on its head. But until then, there's the pause. I was waiting for the pause.
Good old NASA pause. Let me tell you. That's just it. There's nothing to tell.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it happens. You know, it's the fact that there's this little bit of the. Actually, no, it's not a region split. Isn't Latam also NA? Or are they
I believe that they're SA. They've got games on all of the servers though. They've played on Brazil. They've played on Peru and USC.
Mm-hmm.
And it appears they still do prefer USC, but comfort's comfort. Some good South American players though.
I mean, a lot of players nowadays actually just stay on USE for their pubs, so I imagine they're just used to it at this point in time anyway. Alright, so I'm gonna warn you now, right now, alright, that there's been at least 2 full redemptions for Scottish. Now, I'm not going to tell you when I'm going to do it.
I'm not gonna ask.
It'll likely be during a team fight, though. Just gotta remember what my Scottish one sounded like. And already, I like this play actually coming up from the keeper move. Just bursting the creep wave immediately up at the top, getting rid of the ranged creep, and just TPing down to bottom as soon as he gets it. And you could already see, like, Snaking loves having pressure like this in the game. Like, that's Tidehunter's deal, is just running at them, hitting Anchor Smash. And there it is, just Anchor Smash. And there's nothing they can really do about it.
And it's genuinely ingenious, because now he's making a break for the wave. He already got it. That's why they did it. That's so smart from PentAce. That's actually brilliant. Oh, and he clips the... Oh, he blocks the camp on the way out as well. He can still pull the small camp on... What perfect... This is just beautiful.
Z-Freak God, dude. Like, I've casted so many games as Z-Freak before, and it's just... he is such a good player. And he actually only gets half of it, too.
And even that's on purpose. He's going to continue to... Man, this is so good to watch.
I mean, this is like where you see the this is where the open AI bots get their drafting, right? They watch games like this and they learn, and then they come to TI and then get beat by actual teams.
He's just going to continue to keep this wave. Maybe Snay takes it over just to farm it up at the end of the day, as there's really nothing better for him to do. As even this, Z-Freak going to now contest the Witch Doctor that he knows is walking over, and Snake doesn't get the perfect steal, but this is high level Dota right here.
Yeah, and they've got the one creep that bled in from the original wave, so that way the creep is just not gonna really get, like, the creeps aren't gonna hit the tower. You do see that they are gonna start stacking the small camp, but again, Z-Freak blocking the camp.
Oh, Snake King is so happy. He's so happy with what's going on. He's gonna take a 3 range creep wave underneath his tower, and if he gets all these CS, he's gonna be happy. But Kukahook's doing the right play. He's trying to pressure him, but my goodness, this is crazy Dota. He's so happy right now.
Well, let's go ahead and take a quick gander at some of our other lanes. Ryoya Storm doing pretty well in the mid at 15-3 to the 12-1 of Nanana. And I mean, this is a hard lane for the Void Spirit to end up winning, because you know you can't be melee ranged every time this happens, basically. The resistance you have is just going ahead and dropping the pulse and hoping you get the best. Oh, hang on, top. Witch Doctor in trouble.
Making a dive.
I mean, they could do this. They've got Clockwork, they've got Snaking, and I mean, no Gush in one, and you do see that they're at least going to use it to break the salve, but that's a lot of damage on the Snaking here, but one Anchor Smash should actually hold them over HP-wise, because they can't really click into him.
And he has the salve, so he will be fine, and it's just that level advantage. He got level 3 from that creep wave under tower, while Kukahook and Yadomi are a little bit starved with what they've had to deal with in this top lane, and what a great setup from them. It's actually so great to see. At the same time, Fear is getting a little bit pressured bottom. I think Valkyrie doing the same. He's been pulling creep waves with the boar as opposed to letting it get blasted, so he's been last hitting very nicely up versus the Ursa.
Yeah, that's the big overall difference here, is that there's no Enchantress or Chen that could take this boar. That's always been a big thing in all possible lanes, and anytime it's a melee core in a lane like this. And Moo doesn't want to continue blasting that that boar like you were talking about, because it's just going to be causing issues. It's going to be on top of the wave the whole time, or it's going to be in the creep wave. Well, Moo is going to blast Valkyrie there, but you just see him. He's hard body blocking the camp here, and he's got his new boar.
And perfect again, and unfortunately, Moonlight, yeah, he was able to get Nano the rune. It was unfortunate. Z-Freak was set up at top, but just wasn't able to get anything going for him, and he blocks that camp bottom just because you've got this huge wave coming in now, and there's nothing Moo can really do to get this back under control. And it's a very nice early game for both sides.
Yeah, both safe laners are just having that hard time. The off lane having a great time. But I think at the end of the day, if your Tide has a better fun off lane time than your Beastmaster, then I think the Tide's just going to be the one that carries it over. I mean, we've seen Snaking Tide. He's scary. I mean, he is leading the off-lane comparative CS at 24-4 to the 15-3 with the Beastmaster.
And if anything, a testament to just Z-Freak's hard work, really making it easy for him. And you see, he'll even let the small camp pull happen just because Z-Freak's like, oh, I'll farm everything. Just give me a few minutes.
Stupendous.
Well, no crazy kills happening yet. We're 5 minutes in. This might be one of the slowest first bloods we've kind of seen. No contest for the runes either. You do see that Ryoya is actually going to be able to get both here, so he's basically going to have a full reset. Oh, yeah, Fear. I did see his HP drop quite a bit there. That's the double boars, so they can't really... they don't want to dive a tower under double boars.
Valkyrie is having a very nice time, though. We usually see these Beastmasters get so contested, but mid...
Ooh, Storm. Well, I mean, now it's the scary time, right? Both of these mid laners have their bottles, and they could, any point in time, just get the run up here. The only difference is that there was a salve on the ground. That wasn't a shovel dig, but it looks like Ryoya trying to at least output some damage on the Nana there.
Oh, and
but no dice.
Oh, no.
Z-Freak actually had the quick grab. I think he actually would have gotten it had Ryoya... or had Z-Freak, either of them communicated that. And now it looks like it's just going to be a dead Clockwork, and Ryoya, he's got nothing to go, or a little bit of miscommunication there.
And now being the first blood, it was definitely a risk. If Void Spirit was able to nab it, it would have been a worst case scenario, but Still, perfect rotation coming in from the Witch Doctor as well. Yadomi just knows he doesn't need to be top. He'd rather get Kukahook level 6, as that's when they might have kill potential on Snaking. But again, now Snaking, he's starting to walk away with this lane a little bit. He's level 6, and Kukahook definitely has to respect that. And the level 3 Anchor Smash, it just hurts so much. Kukahook has to really let the Tide farm for a while up here.
I mean, jumping over to the net worth chart, we could see just how much of an advantage this is. It's a 300 gold difference, just how early these plays were. Fierce Courier does get clipped by the looks of it on the down slope there, but it's just Snaking is trailing this game with pretty good net worth overall, and there's not really been a kill that's going up here.
Moonlight.
And I'm down in the bot. There's no stun. They're just gonna burst them. Yeah.
And that's the only issue with this bot lane, is that Fear is starting to walk away with it a little bit. As you see, the big difference is really between Valkyrie and Snaking, where Fear has been able to put a lot of pressure on with this Coddle, and it's a testament to Mu, as really he's the only player, or rather the only hero that would be feeding in this bottom lane, but he's been very calm, very laid back, and hasn't let Moonlight really get on top of them. And the Coruscant PentAce are all very happy.
Snaking now, like you were saying, he's level 6. He's going to finish up his phase boots here. He's doing that pipe build I think you were talking about a while back, right? The
Yep. In the hood.
Goes for the no, it was the Crimson Guard, right? And then builds it into the hood. Bot lane actually.
Yeah, it's the
Hex
bot.
onto the keeper, and Moo's actually in trouble here. They are going to claim him, and they did get the haste rune, but the last little bounce of that cask.
It's not able to get it going for him. It isn't the worst thing. Digs up a TP scroll, but yeah, Snaking, what he likes to do is he likes to get the Vanguard, completes it, and then disassembles it whenever he gets the urn, but no urn in the works this game for him. Gonna probably leave that to Z-Freak, but unfortunately, finally we have Z-Freak being able to come mid and take some XP, but he's been the one hero on PentAce who's been a little bit starved, as he's really just set up Snaking for success, and that's the sacrifice they've made. But getting his levels now, we'll be able to get this clockwork in the game soon enough, but
looks like he's in trouble here. They do get the bounce, and the Maldic will do quite a bit of damage.
Ah, he's gone.
Yep, there's no getting out of that one. He will burn away under the voodoo powers of the Witch Doctor.
It's unfortunate they saw him walk over, so I'm guessing just a very simple rotation coming in from the Witch Doctor. But this top lane has been abandoned. Really, Kukahook can't be up here entirely alone versus the Tide, and with the items that Snay has, he has enough mana to really put a lot of pressure onto Kukahook. You see, he's just blurred trying to get dagger last hits, but really, Snay's just too powerful at this point.
Yeah, and Kukahook can't really run into the jungle quite yet. Doesn't really have the ability to do so, and I mean, we've actually seen Kuku go into jungle already. You've got the Quelling Blade. It only does 67 damage if he's hit by an Anchor Smash. Off of a crit, by the way.
Yeah, this is what they need to do. They're going to have the Maldic
with the
Void
full man
Spirit.
rotation. Yeah, this is going to be a dead Snaking here. He'd have to Reactionary Ravage to get out, and there you go. And that's exactly what they want. It was weird. Witch Doctor said he was about to pop, and I'm like, what? No, he's not. It's like nowhere close.
They get that kill out. It's very annoying. He's gonna lose his bounty runes as well. Well, he might be a little bit greedy here. Okay, they're gonna go to the right, but at the same time, they were looking for a kill on Valkyrie. They're still smoked up, trying to get any hero walking up, and Z-Freak might see him in a second here. But Valkyrie's level 6.
Yeah, they can't just drop the Roar. He throws out the Necronomicon units, and with that being the case, the board's gonna put out the slow. Coddle Blast goes through. It's not gonna find anything. Actually, I think it did kill a bird. Got 19 gold from it.
The only unfortunate thing is Rioya has not been farming really as much as he could be, and actually they're recalling him bottom.
Who are they bringing in? The Tide?
The Storm.
Oh yeah, it's Rioya. All right. And I'm pretty sure they saw this too with the Necronomicon creeps anyway. Go for it. He actually pops the Rampage just in case to try to get it for it.
Bottom are coming. This is a little bit scary.
Well, they got 4. Okay, no, they've got everybody here. The Witch Doctor's not 6 yet, though. You do the clock. And they throw out a remnant up on the hill there, thinking that there was somebody nearby or any of the wards that may have scouted it, but c'est la vie, there's nothing there. And I mean, I'm just going back over and over to this lane again. You just see Snaking just free farming it. This tower's going to go down.
Yeah, with the 10-minute cart, there's not much you can do.
The Void Spirit was actually above him in the net worth a while back, and Ever since Voice Spirit's been running around doing these roam and ganks, it's not that case anymore. It's a 400 difference now, and they're just trying to keep up this pressure on them, and it's working out tremendously for them.
Even though he was forced to use the Ravage top, it's not really the tool that he didn't really care using it, as now he's able to claim the top tower. And even working mid really is so low.
Does have to be a little bit careful. He dug up a bounty rune, though.
That's nice.
It's a nice little treat for them. Moo.
Bottom.
Yeah, bot lane, they do throw out a roar on the Moo there, and they will likely find this kill with the help of the Necronomicon creeps. You do have snaking here. He is level 13. The hook does go, or level 13. He has Ravage in 13. Moo will go down, while, yeah, Dormy likely to be traded off here. Oh, actually, maybe not. Gush goes out. The range drop unaccounted for. Does have 12 wand charges. He does pop it up, but I think he wanted to end up dropping Ravage to confirm it if he could. He also wants that Necronomicon creep, but
And this is the issue and a reason why we see this line in such prevalence is you look at Snaking, and Snaking is without mana. He doesn't have the tools to get it back either. We don't see the bottle, we don't see the arcane boots, and every single time they can drain Snaking's mana, that's when we're not going to see the tide that we're used to, where he's just running around farming everything, keeping up with the cores, where that's the position he is in right now. But if the Necro books can continue to play versus him, and that's what Tide has to do, he has to play versus the Beastmaster, then it's going to be a much slower tide than we're used to seeing.
I mean, not to mention there's the continual mana drain that could come out from a Lion in a team fight too. So all there really is that his Aurora goes out and Lion just does mana drain. Of course, level 1, it doesn't really do that much. It's an overall of 20. Now it's level 2. But it's still like there's all this mana drain capability. The Necronomicons, they weren't even max level Necros, and it put his mana down to 0. And he just wasn't able to get anything out of that in that fight. Not really even a team fight, more or less. But, I mean, now he's just back up to a decent-sized mana. But there it is. The Necron creeps, they're just, like, what, 3 right clicks? He's losing 40 mana per click.
And there
he's
we go.
Just at 0 again.
And while Valkyrie does need to be cautious not to feed them too hard, it's really just an annoying... It's an annoying eventuality that this matchup ends up being. But the Hawk actually spots the Orchid. I think they're recalling it mid. Yeah, they're smoking. I think they know about this if they're Latam.
Yeah, I think they saw 2 of them weren't affected by it, I believe, but then like this area in particular, they did get the keeper. Dire drop a scan, see if there's anybody in the triangle, but there isn't one there. However, they do see the Witch Doctor just briefly. No, actually they don't. Witch Doctor smoked himself. Stun goes out though.
Mid
in,
Orchid.
Yeah, they show off the Orchid and they find this kill. Clockwork Cook maybe trying to help to confirm, but just barely out of range here. Although on the sidelines, Fear is gonna get jumped on by Yadomi there. I think he's fine. Yeah,
gives out the ward. It's unfortunate because now Yadomi's stuck in a very strange spot. Zefrik's already on his case. It was a cool play, but mid.
I mean, regen rune, he's pumping it in, but I mean, at the latter half of his available mana, he does have to kind of reset here. Now he'll zip back in, though. They want to get this jump on Moonlight, and he will get it. And the regen rune's still taken away. He's have free mana for Ryoya here.
Perfectly played from Ryoya, playing on the edge of that cast range, and it looks like Yadomi Fierce is going to walk back and clean him up. He stayed here the entire time.
Oh, yeah, look at that. And Zefrik likely to... Oh, didn't even hook him. Not even Cogs. Just Zefrik killing him.
And you see he placed that Observer in the camp. I see another Orchid as well, bottom. Oh,
yeah,
no.
I just heard it. And yeah, it looks like they'll find the kill on a Valkyrie. This is what we were talking about at the start of the draft, is that these item timings are very important for... I almost said black and yellow. For Ryoya and PentAce in this scenario is just their disables, though few. It is based purely around how quickly the Orchid can come online and how good these Ravages are going to be. And I mean, looking at it now, we actually see Roche happening the old El Clasico way, walking in there with the early lifesteal and hoping to not get bashed for 10 years. And well, you know, it's getting bashed quite heavily there, but very early Roshan. And you know why that early Roshan happened? It's painfully obvious why it happened. It's not a net worth lead. It's not a map lead. It's not X, Y, or Z. It's Possessed Mask.
Yep, and going back even to that initial smoke where they smoke, they get another Arcane Rune on Ryoya, but they give up both their wards. Yadomi gives up the position of everything so that Roche was completely blind, and you're giving up Roche when you have the Beastmaster, you have the Hawk, And even though there was a sentry down, they didn't have Ravage that entire time. And it would have been so simple for Nana to just walk over and do anything, but instead, they're blinded. Their map is very dark right now. They only have one ward out because literally everything got countered.
They do try to jump in for the Keeper. They actually soak the ult, but the Ravage is not up for another 10 seconds, and mana-wise, not available in general, but there's the mana now snaking. I likely will see a Ravage off of this if the heroes aren't already dead by that time, and indeed they are, as Yudomi and Moonlight will fall. The Beastmaster just not available. He's off in the sidelines, just farming the Radiant jungle, and the same thing with the PA.
And we will see Snake go back to his job. His job is just playing versus these Necros creeps, trying to keep Valkyrie down here. But it's very annoying now if you're Latam. These kills that you're giving up it's starting to snowball. It's keeping the Storm Spirit on top of the game. And unless you can really get him off guard, this is going to continue to be a very clean Storm Spirit game. And they're trying to get the catches now.
Yep, Clockwork looks like he is going to be the main target here. Starts the TP, but out goes the casket. And Z-Freak will go down. Maldict might be the one to claim it here, actually. No, Nana will get it.
There's nothing you can do, but already they're poised to go at this bottom tower. And you see Tide already very low mana. It's just the annoying Necro units. The Necro units are always going to be a problem, but really, I'm looking at Valkyrie to try and find an entry point in this game, and it's very difficult for him. He's got the Necro 3 queued up. Once he has it, then he can start taking away a little bit of the vision that PentAce have, but they're in a very safe spot. And again, every single movement that PentAce are making, it's all based around these runes, and he's got a regen rune now on Ryoya.
Yeah, this is going to be a very spicy one. You see him zipping in with glee.
Dire are scanning.
They drop a scan. They find nobody in the in their lower jungle region here.
Top tower is under attack.
They are pressuring the tower, though, with just creeps, while the Beastmaster is within reachable distance here.
And we'll see it more as an issue as the game goes on, but every single spirit form, we have these extremely mobile heroes where we can send a hero bot, have him deal with the split push, maybe look for a pick onto Kukahook, and then send him back to us whenever the tower push finally happens. And it's that mobility that Latam defenders can't really deal with. They really get set up and move around. They're not nearly as mobile as the side of PentAce, and it's a free one.
Zip in. Yep, they find him. And here's the other thing is that the other half of PentAce's heroes are still smoked. Ravage is still primed. Blink Dagger is still fresh.
And they just want to fight, and they are going to try and get Latam to fight them in any way, shape, or form, but at the same time, Fear's just farming. He's got a Blink Dagger already. He can get the kills if this Ravage does land on pretty much anyone, but they're so confident with just letting this Ursa farm do whatever he wants, and at the same time, you're letting Kukahook farm. He is on this PA. He hasn't really been touched, but he's so afraid to even go out into his jungle. Now that they do see him, they will show an award top in a moment here, but it's very difficult for them to play.
If you're trying to clean up these Beastmaster creeps, looks like he is going to get the Necronomicon creep. It's only 100 gold, though. Radiant drop a scan. I thought they were going to be scanning to see if he was in the pit here, or in the sidelines here. The Valkyrie does have a TP, though. But that's actually literally all he's got. I mean, the best he's got is still his Mach 2 Necronomicon, but it's he's just got no gold. He's at 5.5k in comparison to your Tidehunter. Like, Snaking's sitting at 9.6 back in the mid.
Nice
There's the Ravage. And they will find the jump and finish off for Nana. And Moonlight trying to find a good stun.
Goodness.
But just couldn't quite get it. And Ryoya will find the kill and
Yudomi.
possibly get the kill on Yudomi here. And, I mean, the regen rune's still ticking away. At least break the rune. And he can't.
He's just playing with his food. He's such an expert on the hero. That was incredible. Just playing with his food. You're not able to stun him with this line. You don't have enough points in Hex. He tried it out, but it was even on cooldown. I think he tried to get the Tide before the Ravage popped, and it just wasn't enough, and Ryoya's trying to really walk away with this game.
I don't even really know if it's more or less starting to feel like he's been there for quite some time. This Bloodstone is right around the corner. Like, it's just an Orchid, and then it's game time. Like, he's been getting pick after pick after pick with this Orchid, and there's not really much Latam have for that answer. There's no... there is a Yules on the Void Spirit. The Silence is actually going to be there soon.
They're trying to get Z-Freak.
He pops the cogs, but he doesn't have a Quelling Blade to get out of this awkward situation here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, that's the issue. We're really seeing PentAce give up no ground as every single time Latam are trying to find a pick, it's not even on a core. Why? Because they can't kill them. They will see that Fear no longer has the Aegis, and there's a small opening where he's not going to have this BKB, but they're really taking no chances. I mean, 600 gold away from his BKB, and now this Ursa's just going to run wild, and what are you going to do? PA has her Deso, but again, we're not finding any targets for her to really jump at this point, and she's not even showing up at any fights, sitting at 0-0-0.
Well, you got 190 CS and 3 denies, if that makes you feel any better. But, I mean, taking a quick glance at the Tide... oh, no, Tide's actually less. It's 180. But, I mean, that 180's made a big difference. 181.
I feel like we really won't see Kukahook have an impact on these fights until he has that BKB, but I feel like by that point, we're going to be looking at our second Roche. If the earlier this Roche respawns, the better for PentAce, and I don't know if Kukahook's net worth is going to be able to match that pace. Then that's assuming that PentAce do nothing in all of the time leading up to it, because with this BKB, they still have smokes, they still have these opportunities, and Ravage in 9 seconds, it's feeling rough if you're Latam.
Well, anything can happen, though. You've seen those PA Battle Fury crits removing a whole entire team and kind of just getting rid of them in a very elite fashion. However, PentAce have so much HP to work with as well. And like you said, that BKB is just live. It's up on Fear right now. This could be the solo Ravage if they want it. Nope, they find the silence, though. The Yules is going to be there for the Dispel, and... well, they're not going to solo Ravage here. It would have been a double hat because Moonlight is there. Dagger goes out. Now they know the Desolator is up on the PA there.
They're just not confident enough. They know that if they did whiff it or if something bad did happen, then that would be absolutely disastrous. And they are getting out of top. I don't know if it was a little bit of a miscommunication. Snaking and really both TP to the tower. But again, it's so close. They still have this T1 mid. There really hasn't been any trades for Latam, and there's so much map control that PentAce still have. There really just haven't been the trades for Latam to get back in.
Yeah, they're just claiming all these towers and more map domination and this 15k net worth lead, and I mean, it's a scary game to look at as Latam.
It's not even right. Like the cores have bad stat lines on Latam defenders. It's just they don't have anything. It's a very low kill game, but it feels like they can't play where they need to. It's just all behind Fear.
I mean, they are full smoked. They want a nice pick off here.
Oh, Snay.
I mean, they find him. They do the hook in as well. The Ravage is there, but they're not going to Ravage 2 supports. Or sorry, 2 supports. 1 support and an off laner. Now 2 supports. But, I mean, let's be honest. That's a Beastmaster's farm. He's basically sitting at the support point. 7.2k.
Oh, do they see him?
Oh, they missed the TP just.
That Remnant was an inch away from giving that high ground vision, and then he's just gone there. But, again, it's 3 Bloodstone charges in the books, and... right now, Roche, it's the earliest respawn as well. As soon as they check it, they're going to go immediately into it. And I don't know if Latam are even going to give up a fight because, again, this BKB from Kukahook, it's a snail's pace right now just because he can't give up any deaths. If he dies anywhere, then it's going to delay this BKB even longer, and they're just not able to make any plays happen. And that's why we see this smoke up. They want to get something rolling, but the ball just ain't moving. This is the Void Spirit Ags at least, but it's still so difficult. They didn't use anything to kill those 3 heroes before except for Hookshot, and it's already back up.
Ryoya might be getting soaked by this gank, though. He doesn't actually have an escape mechanism for this outside of popping Bloodstone charges. And they know that the camps are dead, and it just reset 15 seconds ago, so they know there's somebody here. But Ryoya just farms these so quickly, and I mean, they didn't see it, but...
he's just
see
ahead
that
of the
there
curve
is
right
a bird
now.
In the pit.
You also see just the perfect vision coming out. They know that nobody's top, nobody is there. Like, did they see him? They're pinging it out, but they have to be so careful. Oh, Moo, this is a perfect ward.
Yeah, Moo getting so much information with this ward. Snaking comes in. They find Nidormain. He's just straight dead there, and now they're looking for more. They will find... oh, but back in the back. Well, never mind. I definitely thought Beastmaster was going to try something there, but Moonlight also going to get picked off by Fear. And, I mean, PentAce, I imagine they're just going to walk back into this pit and take it home. It's a DD bot, however. Where's a bot?
And that's the issue. You do have the Ag Shard as well on the Beastmaster, so you do have the dive. So we might see him try to get the dive bomb kill on the Roche, but nope, just barely.
I've never actually seen this Ag Shard. It's so weird. I guess it's because it gives the ability to control the bird again, more or less.
That and just the sort of stun you don't see coming on the Storm Spirit, but he's already itemizing. He almost has a full BKB on Ryoya and doesn't even take the Aegis, as they know that they want to start transforming these kills into towers. But even if they wanted to wait for the Roche after this Roche, they're just going to continue to farm. They're going to continue to accelerate, and BKB finally done on PA, but Ryoya is just back at it again. A solo kill.
Just zipping on down there, hits him with the silence, and the follow-up damage all falls in.
And they're bringing him in.
First hit bash
no.
onto the void. They are going to push him back, though. They can't hold the stun for the time, and he zips back down and across. No TP, though. TP. He doesn't have a TP.
He canceled his own. He knew that they have sight of him, and oh no.
He's just bursted. Gone. Bashed as well.
And they're just keeping Ryoya's mana pool completely full. That's the power of this Coddle. They get the pick on the Beastmaster button and are immediately going to go into these towers, and they're just going to have to watch it happen. Moonlight has the Blink Dagger. He can try to slow him down, but
again. Moonlight, he does blink in like you're talking about. You're seeing Storm Spirits did at half mana, but at half HP, but he has a cheese. He can play aggressive. He gets roared, though, but the Ravage comes in. It will slow down this because
Ryoya.
the BKB's there, and Ryoya pops the Bloodstone just in time. You will see the Death Ward going out, though. The Coconut bouncing around. Snaking does take an 1100 crit, but Kukahook has to be careful with no BKB. He is going to go down. He doesn't have a buyback. He bought in. And PentAce, no zip, up, down, left, right. They are going to be pressuring this tower. That they are still very low HP. Fear does have Aegis still, however. Step in,
trying
silence.
to get so much stun, but
well, they got the Aegis. There's no Maldic there. Now it is. The stun is going to whip, but the BKB popped immediately for Fear. He wants to confirm getting a kill here. He wanted to end the game with the Aegis, and now he's mad. Big angry bear coming in, cleaning house. They will find a kill as well as the Courier. Beastmaster is back. They don't have a roar, but they do have the bird stun. They don't have the bird stun as the bird dies.
It's just gone, and Ryoya, he kited out the BKB of Kukahook. That was their moment. He's been farming for 28 minutes for that 10-second, for that maybe kill, and Ryoya even got his BKB from the enemy shop. That's why he was so confident. He immediately slots it in, has the hotkey set up to just do that so quickly, and again, they get the Aegis out of Fear's hands, but at what cost? I feel like you've lost all of your ground, and without Ravage, they're going to back up, but 32k gold, the net worth lead has eclipsed the game time.
Oh, yeah, that is a scary sight to see. But there was that one tournament, I remember, that's a team did throw like a 63k net worth lead or something, but this might look pretty bad. Ryoya will throw his BKB immediately, and the return BKB from Z-Freak will be expended, mostly to disengage, however. Kukahook not going to want them to go for free, however. Moo might be the target here. He's within somewhat of a dagger range, but no, they're not going to push too hard. I think the Aegis is still up as... No, it did expend. Actually, I am blind. I remember it going down.
And they did spend a lot of time just chasing them back to the fountain during that fight. There wasn't as much focused building damage, but that's PentAce's draft in a nutshell. They don't really have the best building damage, but bottom aren't giving up. They want to find these kills, but...
Ryoya, this is good silence, and it's a good hex, but here's the reveal of the Aghanim Scepter, but Ryoya does end up going down with this, and with no team fight abilities nearby, Ravage is actually off cooldown. Kukahook able to get 2 very high gold kills, make it a 3 actually, as the clockwork is going to be crit down. But Fear comes in. They want to one-man this show, and it's going to be a good show indeed. But Snaking keeps on getting hit with the casket. He can't blink in.
Oh my goodness!
It doesn't even need the Ravage. It's a 1v5 Dota game here. Fear will blink away. Snaking has Ravage available if he wants to go for the one-manner. Do see that the Void Spirit jumps away. Nana needs to get out as soon as possible. It's still a chase, but the slow from the Necronomicon creep will likely save Nana's life. However, these illusions are chasing him. The blink out from Snaking, the blink on the Fear, they got it.
Come on. First hit bash, no less, and you see, it was Latam's fight. They knew there was no Ryoya BKB, that's why they stuck around for so long, and they got the initial engagement, but this Hearse is just so farmed. It feels so difficult for them to get anything going ever again.
I was just like, Fear's about to go bottom and farm for a little bit, and then he actually just got plinked by the bird there. It's such a
Yeah,
weird
it is annoying. It's such a
interaction.
weird Ags, yes. If they could punish Staking bottom, that would be big, but again, he's just so tanky. He wants this to happen.
Yep, there comes the jump in from Z-Freak there. There he is, hexed up, though. Kukahook, he is coming in there. The Roar is going to be expended, but the BKB comes out just in time. Will-O-Wisp is going to be clicked down, likely destroyed. No, Kukahook actually needs to leave, as Fear will pick off Yadomi in the backlines, and if Alec to fall as well, the Abyssal Blade on the Fear. Kukahook, do they find him? They don't. And
Still, though, all of these trades, there's really feels like there's nothing they can do. It looks like Roya will just push in the bot wave while his team is going to mop up these mid towers and continues to be a one-sided brawl.
Oh, Fear. Opener bash again. That's the kind of RNG that you get when you're playing Dota. The second you jump in, you get bashed. You're just, man, I hate Dota for that reason alone.
A TI winner's luck right there.
It all goes back to finding that DD outside
again.
the Roche pit. Yeah, that was the abyssal jump. However,
yeah,
and likely a follow-up bash.
I mean, one last hurrah fight. You see them; they're kind of just AFK. Moon Knight hasn't moved in a second here. He knows with the flare hook, they really just have whatever go they want at this point, and even without Ravage,
I mean, it's the BKB that we're waiting on, more or less. Like you could see Kukahook holding his BKB. And this is the last hurrah fight is going to be based around if they BKB and jump in. And here comes the start. Kukahook jumps in.
Oh,
the BKB is going to be expended, but immediately they have everything ready, and Snaking hits them with the rip, and it's just ripping in there, and they get 4 for this. And
yeah,
that's the G. Nothing that they could do. Their Latam defenders will fall. The 42k net worth advantage for the side of PentAce. A very convincing one-sided game, number 1.
And it just felt like in this situation where Latam defenders, they had to take some risks. I think from the get-go, PentAce were showing very strongly just how powerful their heroes were, but Latam, they were very slow. They literally took 0 risks. They weren't playing around the Roche pit. They were really content with Kukahook just farming. And at the end of the day, I feel like taking that risk versus PentAce is what you need to do, especially when you're behind. You know you already gave them the first Roche relatively for free, but not being set up enough to contest that second one, it really spelled the end of the game for me, as they just couldn't get any counterplay going across the map. I mean, that mid T1 was still alive at the end of the game there. There just was no plays that Latam were making because they were so in this PA's trap almost, where he needed these items to try and have a game, but it's just too little too late.
Yeah, it spiraled out of control pretty crazily, and I saw chat, they were like freaking out, but like saying that play at the very beginning is like an EU standard, but not an NA normal. I mean, that alone kind of defined how effective that lane was going to be, just how fluid movements there was at the very beginning. So sure, that might have been a normal EU play, but not a lot of people expect that in this region, and I mean,
I know that's where it's come from. I mean, I've seen Taiga do it on his stream pretty much every game. I think here's the first one that really released that strat to the world. Not even released it, just showed how effective it could be. But like you say, we don't see that here. We don't get to see that every single game. These guys really prefer to just punch each other. But still, it's very very exciting. It's just cool to see, especially as a Dota fan, whenever the teams are really pulling out all the stops, even PentAce, when we know that they're already the favorites coming into the series.
So, favorites indeed. We have to let... Oh, no, they're letting me go. Well, with that being said, I'm sure that this is a joke from Kyle, if you guys can see this chat. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is a best of 2 series for this. PentAce will take game number 1, but... Latam defenders, will they be able to take game number 2, or will they be able to will they not get game number 2? That's really just it. Can they take game number 2 off of PentAce, the more favored team in this draft, or are PentAce just going to walk over them? Who knows? But the only way you're going to find out is if you stay tuned for that game, which will be right around the corner, so don't go far.